Hello, Gemini. This is your May 2023 tarot reading. I am the Witch of Blood's Points, and I've had a cocktail. Um, we're having a fun reading. Of course, we would because it is your sign. Okay, so here we go. Let's get started. Very nice. Oh, very nice. Ooh. Okay, so how many queens do we have? We have two queens. All right, Gemini. So currently you are enjoying the loves of your labor, the work that the labor of love that you've kind of been working on in terms of your practical life, your finances, your security, and stability. You are enjoying that. You have manifested something in your life that for yourself, whether it be like just financial security and stability, a nice apartment, house. I mean, it could be a caravan. It doesn't matter. It's what you feel is abundance, and you have gotten to a point of achieving this goal, dream. With the Ten of Pentacles here, I'm thinking that it's more of your version of the American dream, and that's just the human dream, really, of having something to hold and happiness and security and feeling content. And so you are content, but maybe there's a lack of that person to share with. Maybe you're hoping to express this sort of ability to share love and receive it and also give it. You're pretty emotionally balanced and secure. It seems like there's somebody here that will be coming in that will be, acknowledging that you are in your element and enjoying your fruits of your labors, and being attracted to that you're independent, that you're successful. There's somebody here who has a good heart, and they are a caregiver of some kind. They may work in the caregiving fields, doctor, therapist, any of those kind of social worker, even a cook as well. Somebody who puts their heart and soul into what they do, and they they give back in some way, or they help in some way. This could also be you, and you might have attained this security and stability through these means. But I think that you are single now. This is for the singles out there. And if you have been single for a while, you don't see somebody coming, or you're not aware that somebody's offering something to you. There's somebody making an offer to you and putting themselves out there. It might seem like maybe you're very content in your own energy, like you've achieved something and now you're trying to enjoy it, and now this person comes along and you weren't expecting it. How you're thinking about maybe your family at this time. You might be thinking about how happy you are that you've gotten to this place, that you achieved what you have, and you're very content and secure in who you are and what you have in your life, and the abundance you have around you that you've built yourself. You're feeling very proud of what you have, but you're also feeling like having one more thing in your life might add to the might spiritually elevate you in some way. There is something missing that somebody could provide, and that King of Cups seems to be knocking on your door and asking you, hey, I have this cup here, would you like to partake? And you're thinking about it, and you might be dreaming about it in terms of building like the dream of what do I see in the future. You might be thinking about what is the dream that I want to achieve next. And so that's kind of this kind of reading is like what dreams are made of. There's a lot of family energy here. So you could be getting ready to preparing to build your life in terms of family, in terms of a relationship that will lead into family. You're thinking about maybe, do I want a family? In the past, it seems like there was something that happened, or there was some sort of niggling to or urgency to realize a situation, to understand that there's something that needs to change, and so therefore you made steps and you took the appropriate steps to get that going, or get on that path. You were called to action in some sort of way, and it seems like you're doing a pretty good job at answering the call, because I have in the near future the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Wands, and she is somebody who's very attractive. She's somebody who is very confident in who she is. Maybe you were called to get it together in a way of self-confidence, or to get your finances together, and now that in itself has pushed you and manifested you into feeling more comfortable in who you are, more brazen, more confident, and more energetic in terms of and enjoying what you can manifest in life, and understanding your own personal power. And this is a Scorpionic card, so I tend to think that there's some sort of big change that's happened in you in the past, and now you are a totally different person. And this person could be from the past as well, and they are seeing you in a new light. So, and maybe you're considering thinking about them and fantasizing about them, or dreaming about what could be with this person, or if you want a family with this person, or what your ideal image of I am happy is. Okay. Now, what your advice is to be generous of spirit, to share in your experience in some sort of way. So this can be financially, and being generous financially. This can be being generous in terms of your resources or your knowledge, because knowledge can also be something that can be powerful. So you're sharing and you're giving back in some sort of way, and you're advised to keep doing that, or to do that. And now, in terms of your what other people are seeing you, they're seeing you as somebody who is very financially secured, even into the future. They're seeing you as somebody who has built something like a business from the ground up, or has built something that will last the test of time, in some sort of way, and that you have a history of having a good sense of practicality, and that you are rooted in family, and if it's not family necessarily, it's like you're rooted in the idea of a legacy that you want to bring forth, and to grow. You're able to grow your finances to an abundant level, and one that gives back to the generation. So this is very important to this person, maybe, that you're seen as like Mother Nature, kind of, that or Father Nature, whatever you want to call it, the green man. Whatever ability you have to take something from the 9 to the 10, they're seeing you as wifey material or hubby material or just partner material in general. They also might be looking at your family and saying how I wish I had that kind of family, or I wish I had a family that works together in order to achieve their goals, or they're considering how they're looking at what you have, instead of you're looking for the love and thinking about the love aspect of it and the happiness. You could care less about what you have in the bank account, but this person is considering what you can hold. So maybe that's where the issue is. I'm not sure, and it doesn't necessarily mean that money is a bad thing. Somebody in your family might also need some assistance, and you have the ability to help them, and so you do. This is also tying the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles together in this reading. I see that the mind is thinking about happiness, and other people are thinking about the long-term stability of things. So you're more concerned about being happy in general and just being able to enjoy the moment with those you love, and somebody else is more concerned about the practicality of things and the long-term longevity of financial resources, etc. So that's something to consider. It doesn't necessarily mean this is a partner. This could be literally you having worked hard to build up some finances, but then now making a change into doing something that's more healing and helpful for the world, and it's what you love. And somebody else in the family could be like, well, that's not going to pay your bills, or we haven't done that in this family. There's tradition here, and it's like happiness is being separated from wealth here. There's achievement in both. There could be somebody who does very well in your family, and they get a huge increase in finances, and you're very happy for them as well. It could go in a number of ways. So others see your stability, your security, what you have to offer to, what you can build off of what you already have, and have it continue going for you and growing for you. So in the 9th placement, what your hopes are: you're hoping to achieve something great. You're hoping that you can clear up and finish up some sort of cycle in your life and start over again. Like, you want to do something new. Maybe you're bored with the way things have been. Maybe that's why you were called to action in the past, to kind of make some changes and focus on what you love instead of just money. There could be, you just are hoping for this complete picture coming from the 9 of Pentacles. You want the love too. You want some friends. You want that love coming from all angles, and you want to be happy. And I feel like maybe there's also independent counselors or independent therapists, independent licensed therapists here. Under your deck, I want to remind, it's the devil here, okay? So there is some sort of commitments that you're walking away from, or that you felt bonded to. So maybe family money has been something that you've had for a while, and now you're looking to build your own family, but you want to do it in a different way because you just maybe don't agree with, or don't see eye to eye with the philosophies of your family in terms of family and money, and etc. So there's this kind of push and pull. Like, you have everything here on the table. So I'm not gonna lie, like, you're thinking about another person and what they can bring to the table and what stability they offer, but they're also thinking about you in terms of where you come from and your traditions and how you express yourself in terms of finances and your love language. But you're more up in the clouds in terms of like a dreamy, like, I'm building my dream and I'm going to envision it and I'm going to manifest it, from being somebody who's independent to being somebody who is full of love and able to express themselves in a way that they can share. Sharing the wealth, sharing. The Ten of Pentacles is the only card of the tarot that really means sharing the wealth, because it's generational wealth. Um, and wealth of spirit is just as important, right? So yeah, you're hoping that something will end, or you're hoping to begin a new cycle, but you're hoping that an old cycle will close up. Like you're looking behind, like she's looking over her shoulder here, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna miss you, sort of, but I'm excited to go forward too. So something is changing. There's something that you've gone through the whole, from the Fool to the end of the tarot and the major arcana, and you have achieved some spiritual enlightenment and learned some spiritual lessons along the way. In terms of the outcome, you are influential, you are in your power, or the person that you're interested in is, and you are at a point where you are shining, but you're not shining from a place of look at me, look at me, look at me anymore. I feel like you're changing. You're taking that shine and you're pulling it in. You're like holding it within you in some sort of way. You could be analyzing how other people have done things, or looking back at how you used to do things in the past, in the recent past, and just seeing like, okay, maybe I don't want to be like that. Maybe I want to modest myself in some sort of way, and kind of get down to what's going to enlighten me, what's going to be like more fulfilling on a terms of what I'm learning from what I'm looking at, instead of like what I'm looking at like meaning something. So there's a discernment here over things taking time. Maybe you might be like beckoning someone to come back after a certain period of time, where things have been kind of stagnant or not moving forward as fast as you want. Maybe you've turned somebody away in the past because you idealized your singularity, your sovereignty, and now you're like, but wait, could you come back? And the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who isn't sure of how things are going to go, but he knows that his own work ethic, and so he plans accordingly. Like, if I might not be able to win this race and beat everybody, but at least I know if I take my time, I plant my seeds correctly in the right time, in the right season, and I till the land as I go around this field, that I am going to make sure that the earth is totally able to produce abundantly for maybe 2 years down the road, or in the next 2 years. So it's like long-term plans, but also if this is you, the Queen of Swords, which I think that Gemini could definitely be considered the Queen of Swords, male or female, it doesn't matter, whatever, doesn't matter. It's like you're like, hey, wait, I can cut those, that thing off your back, or I can cut down something for you, and then that way you don't have to worry about getting over it. It's like I'm trying to reduce your time for you. I'm trying to edit this, or ease this road for you in some sort of way. And I think that's where the Six of Pentacles comes in. Like, you're like, no, but wait, like, I see you struggling, or I see you taking so much longer. I can help you get a shorter period, a shorter sentence, a shorter, you know, I can make it less, I can make something less for you, or I can edit something for you so that it's a little bit easier on you and you feel a little more free to move a little bit faster in the situation. Someone could also be very cold and calculated. Um, this is like the cold and this is the calculated together. I always read them like that. And they're back to back, so it's like two-sided, like Gemini is. Gemini is a twin, right? You guys are the twins, and you're dual, and you have two sides of the coin. There's like the side of you that wants to be super spiritual, super analytical, and kind of warm and welcoming. She beckons forward. She's not afraid to be like, hey, you, come here. He is more like, I'm shining a light. We're playing that Morse code light game in the dark. And she seems like she's interested in the light catches her because she's kind of like made of light, right? She's like fiery, and so she's like, oh, okay, that's something I can relate to. The Queen of Swords is more like looking at the money side of things, whereas the Queen of Wands is looking at somebody for what they can, how smart they are, like what they've attained in terms of wisdom, not only in the material world. There's something about the Hermit. You don't see him being, he is the representation of Virgo, but you don't see any pentacles in this card. Like, it's Virgo without the money, right? It's like Virgo leaving the mundane for the spiritual. And she's kind of flashy, and there's no pentacles here, but she knows how to look good on any budget, right? So I feel like you're having a choice between how you present yourself and how long something takes in terms of a relationship or the person you're finding. You could be trying to understand your taste in a situation and what you're looking for. Let's go through the houses now. So you yourself are going to be spending a lot of alone time. You could be spending a lot of alone time in your backyard or in nature this month period. It's the physical body as well. And the 9 is a very good luck number. It's like an achievement number. So you're achieving some sort of something to do with your physical body in terms of your health and your practicality and your fortitude. So that's good. In terms of your resources, what you're consuming, you're going to be looking for something that can feed your soul. You're going to be enjoying good food. You're going to be nourishing your body in a way that's like not just good for the taste necessarily or the sensuality of like the physicality of things. You're going to be nourishing your body with good high vibrational food, or that kind of thing. You might be drinking more water at this time. We're going to be coming into the warmer months, so that'll be good. It's always nice to balance yourself out and make yourself feel good and operate well. Also, this can be feeling your way through in a romantic sense. So it can be like valuing the intimacy you have, as well as the emotional depth you have with a partner. Being very romantic with somebody, and finding that to be a very sensual experience. It can also be drinking a little bit of alcohol and enjoyment and luxury, enjoying what you have to consume. And in third house, I see that there is family locally. So if your family is local, you might be doing some quick trips around the neighborhood with them. There's also some sort of I'm going to say it. It's an aquarium type situation. So you might go visit an aquarium this month. and take the family, and you'll have a good time there. Um, there's this somebody might come in with an offer from a friend of the family or within the family setting. Maybe you have like a visit at the home from somebody who is supposed to be doing something for your home or in your home, and you find a romantic partner, or somebody flirts with you, and that's where it starts off. It might be a little bit immature as well. There might be somebody also who's younger in your family that is at the dating, starting to get into the dating age, and they're a little bit wobbly on their feet, and you might think that's kind of cute or funny. Um, in terms of your creative and your romantic life and your gambling and leisurely activities, I see that there is some sort of wake up call, or this could even be like, time, that's it, like, we're done. Um, so there's like a comeback in some sort of way. If you play sports, you might have like a comeback, like you were bombing for a long time and it wasn't going good, and then you have like this huge like comeback in some sort of way. You're like the underdog. And this applies to anything like gambling. This applies to um, romantic life as well. So maybe you've been single for a long time, and this is what this is speaking of. You could have a romantic comeback, or this is like a past life also. Something you used to do in a past life kind of coming back into your life. You're being woken up to it, like, oh my God, I love this, or I'm really good at this right off the bat, or there's something there about that. So then you might also have, this is also a very climactic card, so it's very, Kundalini, like sexual nature. Um, and then in the future, something you do in the day to day will be influencing others. You will be seen as somebody who's very fashionable, or very the go to girl, or the popular girl. You might be turning some heads in your day to day life at your workspace, or and also you know how to manifest. So you will be creating something or doing something that will be helping other people in some sort of way. Um, it might inspire you. You are inspiring to others in your day to day life. You will be um, kind of sparking flames in people that you just by being yourself. In terms of your seventh house, you might have to give a partner some financial help this month, or they might be giving you some financial help in order to keep the balance in the partnership, or it could be a financial partnership, a romantic partnership. It doesn't matter, um, but it could be that like somebody had an issue in the past, and you're coming to revisit and help that situation kind of level itself out. Um, in terms of your eighth house of shared resources, finances, you very well could get an inheritance during this time, or some money that was promised to you from the family could be given to you, or somebody could be sharing their abundance with you in some sort of way. You could have a debt that you pay off, and it leads you to being much more financially stable during this time. It's like it's the first month of you enjoying, like, oh my God, I get to be able to enjoy most of my check to myself now because I paid off this huge debt, or this huge mortgage, or this huge. So there's something here about that. Also, with the eighth house, this is psychology as well. So you're feeling pretty emotionally and psychologically stable, and your family is helping you be able to balance yourself out if you've had any problems of the past, with that sort of thing. Um, World travel. Somebody's taking a trip, and they're taking a far trip. This is not something that like, um, it might be one of you out there that's watching this at some point. This is the world travel card, and it's in the world travel house. So somebody's going on a big trip somewhere. Could be with the family as well. It also could be alone. I have like this alone and then a bunch of people, alone and then a bunch of people. So maybe you're taking a trip with a bunch of people and then you're going off on your own, or you're taking a trip by yourself to meet up with family. There's something about that. Career. You'll be researching something in career that you maybe, or you're going through things and like going through old documents or historical things, or there's something here about um, getting more information to make a wiser decision on something, and maybe being analytical as well, or scientific about having a scientific approach about career in some sort of way. Other people could also be seeing you out in the world as a loner. Um, like everyone's very social at this time, maybe in your life, and you're very kind of to yourself. So that might be very attractive also to somebody. Somebody might find that very, very independence, that big time independence, very attractive and romantic in some sort of way. So there's that. And with the, you could be investigating something in your career as well, or for your career. If you are anybody who works in the criminal forensic fields, does any kind of scientific investigation work, any kind of scientific method of any kind, this would fall under this category. You could also be researching your family history at this time. Maybe you've always thought of yourself or had a reputation for being somebody who didn't come from a big family, and you're like, well, I want to understand my heritage, my roots, my ancestors that are dead now. That could be coming up for you. You might even travel to a location when you might meet somebody online, that on a family tree site or something, and you want to go meet them and hang out with them and experience this this familial relationship that you didn't know existed, and share some time together. And so the 10th house, I think we covered that. 11th house, somebody who's in Aquarius could be very significant in your associate sector or your friendship sector. This is also future forward thinking. So in the future, what do I want to cut out? In the future, what do I want to think about? Somebody also could be kind of standoffish or cold with you, that's a friend, going into the future, because maybe your future forward thinking is not the same as theirs, or maybe they realize that they want to take you into the future with them in some sort of way, like they don't want to lose you or leave you behind. It seems like your backs are towards each other to some degree. Or they might be chasing after you, like, hey, don't leave me in the past. I'm here. I'm still here. I want to spend some time with you. This also could be you just being like, no, I'm cutting out friends that I don't need anymore, like, or that don't resonate with me anymore. Like, have you done me good? Have you done me bad? Are we going places? Are we uplifting to each other? Do we stimulate each other's mental thinking? Do we see a future with each other as well? You could be really discerning about future forward thinking right now, in terms of friends and associates, business partners, um, or some other old people that you used to associate with. You're like, well, maybe I don't need to associate with those people anymore. There's this editorial, and then so analyzing and then cutting. So it's like I'm looking through a magnifying glass, and now I am editing whatever or cutting out whatever is not necessary. This is also fashion. So, okay. So if you work in the fashion industry, you could be going over an old mock-up or some sort of old concept and then redoing that in some sort of way, like analyzing it and then making adjustments and then taking your time kind of planning how you want it to go or trying to envision and get to an end goal in the future of how you see it. And it might take a little bit longer doing it that way, but it's an ensured success. So, um, it might take you a little longer to fall asleep this month period. You might be feeling a little bit more sluggish as well, in terms of your energetic levels, or you might just take your sweet time um, getting to a point where you can get tired during this May period. I feel like you will need more sleep because you will be using a lot of mental energy to determine and plan out everything before you do it. It's like nothing can be done without prior steps to planning because there will be money lost if that's the case, or there will be, I mean, you might be strapped on time, you might be really kind of trying to shorten your days in terms of the work that so you're working smarter, not harder. That's a very important to you right now, is to really analyze a situation and work smarter, not harder, and to shorten the time length of something that something takes. Also, you could be taking steps to um, it's like you're trying to find out what your purpose is or what you came here to do, and it seems like you're on your journey. It might be taking a little bit longer to feel spiritually connected, but you're doing the shore route. You have like an advised plan or a revised plan. You're following someone's steps. You're following in someone's footsteps to be able to achieve some kind of spiritual enlightenment this month period, Gemini. Okay, I see romance here. I see kind of getting being successful, sharing that success, feeling happy, wanting to continue that, being an influencer, some sort of fashionista of some kind, or changing your look maybe, or being called to change something about yourself, but it ends up being good, and you make a plan and you try to streamline that plan. So it's really good, Gemini. I hope you have a beautiful month of May, and I will see you next month in June. Bye bye.